What piece today? Bit by bit by bit. It's a big chunk. Let's work on this. So, are we up and running? Yes, good morning gang. Connect the dots games, that's exactly what it is, connect the dots. Join the dots now. Okay, bit by bit as I go through this, I'm working out a better way to do these things. Step one, we've got to cut the lines. Now, this one's misregistered on the original, but this orange line should be inside. You can see the way it works. The orange lines are supposed to be inside each tentacle, of course. This side of the original print was misregistered. The orange line is outside. I have to move it in. So first cut the orange line on the tentacle, clear the area, paste down the new hunched up, and away we go. Let's move in the scope. So, again, I don't know if I have to explain everything every time. We've been doing the same thing for the past few days, so hopefully everybody knows what we're doing. We've isolated the area, and in here there's a bunch of orange dots are going to go. Take off the original tracing because we no longer need it. The information is all taken now. The information where those lines are, it's gone. We're going to replace it with a sheet that has the dot information. The dots you saw just now on there, they were the dots from the key block. We want the orange dots. And that information is what I just took a minute ago from the beginning of the story. Oh, it's for today. Let me have a look and see. Just a sec. This afternoon, it's going to be a busy party day here today. So we've got the dot information on a thin sheet of Gumby paper here. I'm just going to check the location. Looks good to me. Down she goes. Okay, good. So what's happening over here in the conversation this morning? Good morning, everybody. A busy party day every single day. Yes, it's the way it's going. I can't remember ever the last time we had a day with no parties. It just doesn't happen anymore. How the rats are doing? I don't know. I haven't heard a peep from the rats for a couple of days. You know, the room upstairs where we had the cables chopped out. I ripped up the floor, put the conduit in, put the floor back down, blocked the hole where they came through. They are still presumably running around under the floor. I have no contact with them anymore in that room. Blocking off these different exits and entrances increases the stress on them, and they're going to pop out somewhere else. Where and when that will happen, I don't know. At the moment, we're back to truce. They attacked, we defended, they've retreated for the moment, and at the moment it's truce. We've got the traps all over the building. I check every morning, nothing yet. I don't expect to find them. These are smart city rats, and there's no way they're going to step on a trap and get snapped in, I don't think. But anyway, so at the moment it's truce, back to that same situation. We'll see what happens. I've inspired you to madness. Welcome to the club. Welcome to the club. Okay, I gotta get some work done here. I gotta get some work done. Inspired you to madness. I know it's heartwarming in one sense, and it's a bit scary in another sense. When I read through the YouTube comments, especially the comments on those ramble videos, the word that comes time and time again, the word that comes back is inspiring. I was inspired to try something. I was inspired to do this. It feels really good for me to read those comments, of course, but it's a little bit scary, you know. Am I having an influence on people's lives or something? I don't know. But yeah, it's fun. Thank you for doing something. Okay, let me carve here. It might not be exactly clear what is happening. You can see, those of you who saw me trace this on the iPad know what's happening. Let me pull it back again to show you what we're doing here again. We're doing the block for the deep orange color. The octopus skin, the light tone, where are we here? The light tone on the octopus skin is on another block, will just be a straight flat block, but the octopus has orange dots everywhere and an orange line around each of its body parts. And this one we're doing right now, let me find it again, where is it here? There's an orange line along the edge of the tentacle, misregistered in this copy, and then below it there's an orange tone at the bottom near the suckers, breaking up into dots. And that's what we have here now. This block here will be the orange tone near the suckers, which of course are gone from this block. They're here. And it breaks up into dots, 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 which here are just circled. And then at the edge of it, I don't know if you can see here, there's a trench here. And there's the line against it. So my job for the next hour or so here is to isolate all these dots. Let's get started. Did I say hour? A few minutes? Whatever. And this is quite soft wood. It's for a colored block. We didn't choose a really hard piece. Although one part of it over on the other side is quite hard. It's Monday morning in Asakusa, which is normally very, very quiet. This is a long weekend. It's, what's the holiday today? I forget. It's a holiday, so it's a long weekend. Monday, they've taken the national holidays and moved most of them to Mondays to make an attempt to get long weekends and get people out to doing stuff, you know, instead of staying at home and whatever. And I don't know what holiday it is. It's a holiday of some sort here in Tokyo. So it's going to be quiet this morning out there in Asakusa, but it will build up and build up. It's going to be a very busy day. Yesterday was just so much fun. People everywhere. The weather cooperated. It was fairly cool. Somebody found a holiday. What is it? Oh, respect for the aged. It's my holiday for the old folks, for the retirees. I'm 66. I'm officially a senior citizen here in Japan. It's my day. You're right. Respect for the aged. My mother, she's probably just fainted, sitting there laughing. I don't know if my mother's on the stream today, but I'm sure she still can't get over the idea that her son is actually a senior citizen. You know? To her, it must just seem like just some sort of parody of the term, you know. Not only me, her second son is about to become a senior citizen. He's only a couple of years behind me. I'm 66, so that means he must be, what, 64 now. He'll be 65 next summer. My mother must be just laughing. I don't know if she's here today or not. And a reminder, before I forget, today's it's a TV day here in Japan. Nothing for overseas. I'm sorry, it's not an internet broadcast. But on domestic satellite, we're on tonight. We say we. This one isn't about Wakanda, it's about me. There's a 1-hour program on the series called Watashi ga Nihon ni sumu ryu. Why I live in Japan. It's a week. I think it's weekly. It might be bi-weekly. I'm sorry, I don't know. A weekly or bi-weekly series program. I'm episode number 115 in a long-running series. They're scraping the bottom of the barrel now. Why I live in Japan. It's 1 hour. It starts at 9 o'clock this evening, Tokyo time. and it's on the channel called, are you ready for it? It's Broadcast Satellite Japan, which they call BS Japan. How did the kanji bit go? Ah, on the program. Yeah. I know they did agree to let me do what I wanted to do. For those of you who don't understand the question, I know because it's a series program, they have many things that fit into a sort of standard format. I know, when they interview each person, it's always a different questions and interviews and comments and stuff like that. But they do have a sort of a standard format for the program. And there's 2 or 3 things that they ask you to do, which, they ask everybody to do. And I get it. I get the idea. There shouldn't be anything wrong with that sort of thing. It gives the program a coherence that the viewers, expect to see. Oh, now we got to that segment. And it comes at the end of the program. And one of the standard things they ask you to do is they ask the guest, please, what is your favorite kanji, your favorite Japanese character, Chinese character? And will you write it for us? And when I first heard this, I basically refused. One, I don't play the what's your favorite game, what's your favorite food, what's your favorite music. People ask me on the stream, and as you know, I basically ignore all those questions. I'm a woodblock carver, I don't have a favorite dessert, whatever. Just don't talk to me about that kind of stuff. So I just told him, no, I don't cooperate in those sort of things, blah, blah, blah. And it went back and forth and back and forth. And it ended up that I was being a bit unfriendly and sticky. I mean, they are giving me a 1-hour TV program in prime time, so there's a reason I should be, not just be a jerk, and I should cooperate to a certain extent with it. But I didn't want to do the standard thing, Also, I don't actually use a brush, a Japanese brush. I've never had any experience with it, and I'm extremely clumsy with a brush. It looks like a little child trying to draw. And I didn't want to be the dancing bear. Oh my God, he can dance. Look at this. He can stand up on his back legs and shake his body, Which is basically what it would amount to me, Dave, trying to do calligraphy, So we went back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. So they came to a compromise. What we would do is he would sit across the room far from me at a lower angle. And I would sit at my carving desk, and they would see Dave with the brush going down on the paper, but they wouldn't be able to see the character being drawn. So I wouldn't look like a total idiot at the moment of drawing it. And then we would take that board, that thing, to the studio with us, watch the VTR of Dave's brush doing it, and then we would have the reveal. I held the board on my lap, and I lifted up. So we agreed to do that. Next part of the problem was, he said, okay, what's your character? And I don't know how much of the story I told you before. I don't know. What I did was I invented a character. I didn't want to do the standard thing. Let's choose the character for future because I'm thinking about the future. Or let's choose the character for wood because my whole life is spiritually bound in wood. I don't do that. So what I did was I invented a character. And that's not so easy to do. If you think about the English alphabet, you want to make a new character, you could sort of make some squiggle and shape and whatever. But it wouldn't really mean anything because most letters and characters in our English letter, they come from different stuff. They come from either a Roman or a Sumerian or whatever. And they make sense. They have a historical reason for being what they are, and they make sense. You can't just make a squiggle and expect it to match the rest and fit with the rest. With Japanese characters, you can actually invent new ones because they are all made up of the same pieces. And it's hard to express this in words without showing you. Just trust me, that any character is not a random bunch of squiggles. It's a standard cross stroke with a standard left stroke with a standard such and such a stroke. And there's a bunch of these sort of roots that fit together to make characters. So I took a couple of these standard root strokes. What, already? Already? What's happening here? It's not Cameron. Sure, his wife must have kicked him out of bed. What's going on? 8:20. I've never, ever seen you this time before. You can't get the wrong time in your alarm or something? Or?
No, I just woke up early and felt like coming in.
The man himself is here Monday morning. It's a holiday too. I wasn't quite sure actually if you were going to be here.
No, I'm here
with the family or whatever.
There's nobody on the trains though.
No, of course. Yeah. Salarymen are they're sleeping in. So Asakusa buzzed yesterday. My God, it buzzed yesterday. Long weekend, you know.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Lots of customers.
Yeah, we did well in terms of visitors. Lots and lots of visitors. Moderately well at the cash register. Parties was funny. We didn't have two. We did 3 parties, like 1, and 4. Today more.
There's more today.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a full day.
There's been some fun stories over the weekend. We've had some good time.
Oh, good.
The most fun probably was the 5 guys from New Zealand who came on, was it Friday or Saturday? I can't even remember now. What day is it today?
This Monday.
They must have been here Saturday.
Okay.
They did a print party.
Yeah.
In the afternoon, 5 guys from New Zealand, like rugby player types. And it turned out that the deal is, this was his stag party. He was getting married Sunday afternoon.
That's so fun.
Come to Mokohankan for your bachelor party, you know. So.
Oh, that's great.
And we call it a print party, but there's no balloons and no beer. And some of them were a little bit, why are we here? What's going on? You know, one guy had brought them. We had good fun. It was a good bunch of guys. But what an experience. Come to Mokohankan for your bachelor party, your last stroke of freedom before you get married. You want to grab the machine? I don't know what's going on. The chat has been pretty light. There's no real special long commentary. Radicals. That's what I was trying to think of. It's good. I'm having trouble with words, you know, and people, the stream here helps me. Yesterday I couldn't remember the word.
Woodblock.
No, I couldn't remember the word for that. It's not conduit. That's not going to hear condom. The word for the thing that sheets the cable up in the room there. Do you know? You saw the pictures.
I saw the pictures, but I didn't know the whole story. It's
standoff last night, and I know, you know, we've sealed the hole in the floor. Okay. There's 6 stories going on at the same time. I was telling a story about the TV program. We sealed the hole in the floor. Okay. Underneath the floor is sheathed in conduit. I don't think they can get through it. That's thinking quotation marks.
Yeah.
But now that the hole is gone, we're back to standoff, and I don't think there should be any problem in that corner. Okay. The problem came, and I don't want to blame Aoyama-san, but it's all Aoyama-san's fault, not my fault.
I don't want to blame him, except here's all the blame.
When I drilled a hole in the floor to bring the cables up, I put the cables in, and I used a 35mm bit, and I didn't think there was enough room. It turned out there was enough room for a mouse to squeeze up. It was no big deal, except that Aoyama-san elevated the coffee table up there after we abandoned that room and came down here. For some reason, he put feet under the coffee table, which left it this far off the floor, right over that hole. They were building a nest under there. They were moving in. It was an insane, stupid thing to do. So now the hole is blocked, the feet are gone, cleaned up all the crap, and it's back down flat on the floor. And there's just nowhere for them to exist in there. So I think the cable, they were looking for material to make a nest with. This is what they're doing. They're chopping, and putting this stuff all in a big pile together. The first steps of making a nest. So I get it. They had found heaven. Yeah. They dragged that muffin, threw it under there, ate a little bit, left the rest. I was thinking, why would they eat the cable when the muffin was there? Because the muffin was their food supply for the next while, and the cable was nest making stuff. 6 stories going on. I said, Karen, look, get this thing out of here. I got a car.
6 stories and your car. Good morning, everyone.
There's new faces as usual, so introduce yourself or something or whatever.
Hi. I'm Cameron, and help with emails and orders, and I think we got quite a few over the weekend, so if you were one of those, I will write to you today, so expect an email soon.
I saw a bunch of orders for the ebook, but I didn't see any.
Okay. I just took a quick glance and saw order.
I think it's mostly ebooks.
Mostly ebooks. They've been selling really well lately. you're inspiring lots of people to get started.
Inspired. We were talking about it just a few minutes ago. The biggest common word I see in the YouTube comments is inspired. Inspired. Somebody today was inspired. The single people comment about, they use the word inspiring and then they talk about the mirror. Oh my God, I know that person and stuff like this. And I think I better go hunting for the man in the mirror.
Huh.
They're talking about that one. So.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was anything special, but it seemed to have really impacted a bunch of people there.
John Becker says, I need to confirm a print party reservation. He didn't see a confirmation email. Should I go check?
Whatever. It came in, and the automatic reply should have gone.
Check your spam box.
I didn't do the manual reply, but I told John here on the stream we got it, and I know he wants to do. He wants to make sure he doesn't do the Peach Boy and stuff like that. We're all over that, no problem. But I didn't personally reply yet. But the auto reply should have gone. It's in there. It's in the system. Don't sweat it, John. We'll take care of it.
Okay.
We know his special request. I'm not exactly sure what form it will take, solo or group, but whatever, we'll take care of it, so don't worry.
Yep, you are set. And Thanksgiving. I just like to get stuff in writing. All right.
Is he a lawyer in his real job? No, I don't think so. John's a photographer. If that's top secret, I don't know. It's out now. Also, did you hear the big news? Cameron's that big news, whatever, we're laughing about it.
No.
About there's another version of the Octopus print currently under construction. Shimoikun is making one. It's on his Facebook page.
I did not know this.
I told Ishikawa-san yesterday, she exploded. How dare he, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, hey, it's a public domain image. I don't care. Go for it. As far as I can see so far, he seems to be making a real mess of it, but whatever. He's going to have a go at it. So. He'll be first to market. For sure.
Well,
that's all he does. He sits there all day just working. He's got nothing else to do. So probably be ready next week. Mine's months away yet.
Yes, the 23rd at 2:30. That's the one, John Becker. And I just sent you an email. Treadmill 2 says, you haven't finished the kanji story, Dave. Others, you'll never finish it.
No, okay. Ethan, where were we? I have become that old guy who sits in a rocking chair. What am I supposed to do? Whatever. Anyway, so I don't remember what we were talking about.
I heard something about radicals.
Yeah. So the point being, I made up my own. I was trying to explain, anybody can scribble stuff on a piece of paper, but it doesn't look like a kanji.
Right.
If you use the regular components, the pieces that are called radicals, and if you arrange them in the normal standard way, it looks like a kanji. Yeah. The problem is all the simpler versions, all the possible combinations have pretty much been used already. Obviously over the 2,000 years, whatever, since the Chinese invented that thing, Mm-hmm. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to do my original kanji, but not without. anybody can put down 65 strokes on a piece of paper and call it something new,
Yeah.
But I found one with 8 strokes, actually 4 strokes repeated again, 4 strokes, which is extremely simple. I thought, wait a minute, that's got to be in the books. So I hunted. I've got a dictionary in Omei which shows like all this 2,000 that we're not using anymore, and it's not in there. Huh. So I thought I was good to go with this. So that's what I did. I drew this with the camera across the room, as I was saying a minute ago. Gave it to the guy, and he looks at me, looks up and looks down and said, are you sure this is what you want to do? I said, this is what I want to do. He took it away, and the word came back from the exec producer, no, do a normal one.
Do a normal one.
Yeah, but that's when I put my foot down. I have been really cooperative with these guys. I'm not a hostile subject. I've been really super cooperative. So I said, no, I don't care. I've done it. You either run it or cut the segment or just cut the whole program. I don't care. I was in a tired mood and it all gone. And I've been really, really, really super cooperative. Yeah. You remember before we started filming, the guy came again and again and again. He had so much time. Anyway, they backed off, and when we got to the studio for the Friday filming last week, we get to that segment and I'm like waiting to see what happens. And the guy brought it over and said, put it in my lap. I said, okay, this is it, let's just go for it. So at the moment came, the host turns to me and says, David, I see you've prepared your kanji. So I did. I flipped it open, and it was okay. The guy looked at it, realized that it wasn't a real kanji, and then he and the co-host grinned and said, okay, what about the pronunciation? Let's see. And they themselves tried to work out what would be a good pronunciation for this. They joined in the mood exactly as I had expected.
Yeah.
So we discussed the possible combinations of how to pronounce this, because all standard radicals and stuff bring pronunciations with them or whatever.
Yeah.
So we had a good time talking about it. And he says, but David, well, what does it mean,
Yeah.
And then I explained my meaning. I don't want to tip it off now. It'll be on the program tonight.
But no one's going to be able to watch the program tonight.
Well, whatever. But I shouldn't. Whatever. It's supposed to be a big top secret.
Okay.
So anyway, there was meaning. It made common sense, and everything wrapped up really, really well. There was no reason for the producer or the executive producers to be in any way worried about it. I didn't do something silly. I didn't do something obscene. I didn't. It was all totally cool. The two hosts said, yeah, that's great. Thank you very much. Good. Okay, tonight's guest was David Will. Thank you very much. Blah, blah, blah. And away we go. Blah, blah, blah.
Cool.
So there was no reason. It's just, these producers are just so scared of anything that's outside of the ordinary. They didn't use the Heroes Prince in the whole program.
Wow.
We've got a 1 hour print, and they don't discuss the existence of the Heroes Prince.
Wow.
They filmed it, they took it, we went, and what happened, of course, we know what's going on. In their back room, the lawyers said, come on, we can't do this, guys. We're going to get dynamited, So they chickened out.
That's too bad.
Well, okay, none of my business. But,
Yeah. Gordon Gam says, told you a lot of lead and no ending. Tease.
It's not a tease. I'm not trying to tease. I mean, actually, there's actually a contractual obligation here. Actually, I'm sorry, guys, not to sort of pull the thing on this. I have done the program, I put it in the can, and I have a contract with them. We're allowed to disclose, and it states we're allowed to disclose that I'm on the program. We've linked it to our Facebook page. I wasn't allowed to do that until after their website provided the information. And then the contract says I can use the information that's on their website and none other. So even actually what I'm doing now, telling you this little chat story, is probably technically a break of my agreement with them. So, I mean, they're serious about this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. So we'll chat about this, and if whatever the broadcast is tonight, if you remind me about this in tomorrow's stream, no stream,
next
tomorrow's
day.
Tuesday. If you remind me about it in the Wednesday stream, I will happily tell you exactly what happened. So I'm not trying to be teased. I'm just trying to balance my fun of telling stories with, obligations.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Okay.
Some of the programs, the last few we've been on, actually have been so strict about this. We're not even allowed to talk about the fact that we're on it until the broadcast is over.
Wow.
I'm like, people want to watch this. No, sorry. There might be something happen. News might come up and it won't be broadcast. And then what are we going to be in then? People are going to complain. You said there was going to be such a program.
Yeah.
I guess they get such complaints, you know. So they've just gone the safe route. They just back off.
That's so bizarre. Is this one we're going to get a DVD for? Or?
I assume so. I asked him. We got one the other day for the last one.
We did?
That Hockside program yet came in.
Okay.
It's on my desk, but I've got no way to play it. I don't have a
DVD player.
a DVD player in the building. The computer.
The Big Mac
it
upstairs
does,
that has a disc drive.
It's got the drive, but it's pretty old. And whatever.
Yeah.
We'll give it a shot.
I've heard Macs don't play nice with DVDs.
Well, they play normal.
Blu-rays.
Yeah, it's okay. There's a program called Handbrake. We can rip it. The problem is the physical drive is so old and probably dusty, and it's got 10 years of accumulation of dust in that slot. So, no, literally, I mean, players. It's a physical player. They don't last that long. So. Is there any other stories? I'm halfway through. I don't know. You interrupted me.
Yeah, I ruined everything.
Oh, before I do forget, there is I prepared some images. We have a small, tiny 3-shot slideshow to show today.
All right. Oh, of the mouse attack?
No, that's whatever. You can talk about that. They're on the blog, I think.
Oh, okay.
Whatever. We've talked about that's how the stream opens. People are
Okay.
asking what happened last night.
Yeah.
The very fact that we're having a stream tells us that the cables survived last night.
Woohoo. Did you, Captain, get the other cable working too, right?
They're back to normal.
Recapped it and got everything. Okay, great.
Yeah, it's my first experience at splicing Ethernet cables.
Yeah. Interesting.
And the speed test shows pretty much back to normal, which I was really, really, really surprised.
That's great.
1, to break a cable around in the middle, and 2, to cap it yourself, a homemade splice and Ethernet cable. I expected to lose like 99% of the bandwidth, and it's okay.
Yay. That's great. Wild Omelette asks, does the kanji mean the carver formerly known as Dave Ball?
No, it was that was one option, of course, and in fact, that's sort of a different story we've touched on before. I'm not a Japanese citizen, I'm Canadian and British, and people ask me, have you taken Japanese nationality? And it's a thought, it's a consideration. I haven't done it, no plans for it right now. But if I do, I have to create for myself a Japanese name. Of course, using characters. And there's a subset of characters I guess you're allowed to use. I don't quite know how strict they are.
I'm not sure either.
But there's a subset of characters called the Joyo kanji. There's about 1,800 of them or so that you're allowed to use. So it's been a thought, and we've probably told this story before. I know which characters I would probably pick if I had to choose a Japanese name. And the base character would be Hori, which is carving, of course. And that is enough for a name. You could have your name Hori. Hi, I'm Hori-san. That's primitive.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty common.
Yeah, it's common. It's not a rare name or whatever. So. Although you've got confusion because there's 2 or 3 different characters pronounced the same way. So you'd have to spell it every time you're talking to somebody.
That's true.
And the semi-joke, semi-real situation is that if I did do that, I would take a 2-part name. I would take Hori as one character, and I would combine it with my current real name, which I really don't want to drop. My name is Buru, and that would be rendered in phonetic katakana characters. So my name would become literally Horiburu. And it sounds like a joke, but that's what I would do if I become a Japanese citizen. So, pleased to meet you. My name is, I'm horrible. I'm horrible. Pleased to meet you. So. But I didn't do that this time. I thought, I could have done that, but I thought of something else.
Are there names you can't pick because of famous people and such? I don't know. I don't know the rules on choosing new names.
I don't think so. A name is a name. Just because somebody's called Suzuki or the Prime Minister's name is Abe, it's not that nobody else can choose that name. I don't think so. I mean, in my name, David Bull, there's lots of David Bulls out there. It's not a rare name at all. So I don't think that's a factor. There are names, actually this depends on the city hall. There's been a bunch of news stories about this. When you register the name of your child, you do it at the city hall, birth registration desk or whatever. And there have been many recent stories about one in particular, really, really interesting. A young couple who was trying to find a nice original name for their daughter. And they chose one, and they were going to try and name her the Water Child, Mizuko.
Oh, yeah.
Which sounded really sensible to them. It looked really nice. It's euphonous. It rings off your tongue, and it comes out really nice. But what this young couple didn't know was that the word has another meaning. Whatever children who didn't make it through the birth process, either naturally or because they were aborted or whatever. And they didn't know this. And the clerk at City Hall said,
I'm sorry, you can't.
Before you do this, I think there's something I should let you know, whatever. And I don't know the particular truth of this story, but whatever. I guess the couple either fought him and said, "Knows what we're going to do," and he said, "Look, we're really not going to do this because this is a big mistake. Your child is going to be persecuted for the rest of her life or something."
Yeah. Naming your
but I think that happens in the West too, right? Kids trying to name their children something, and the relevant authorities sort of really do not want to do this.
I feel like at least in the U.S. you can name anyone anything.
Anything you want? I don't know. I guess it depends country by country, jurisdiction by jurisdiction. There was a similar fight. I remember soon after I moved to Japan, a couple wanted to name their boy Akuma.
Akuma.
And that became headline news because the city hall resisted. We do not want a child called Devil.
People named after, what is that, Egyptian god Isis or something, are now pretty unfortunate because ISIS has now become associated
well, that's
with
luck of the draw,
different.
That's interesting. You take your chances, you put your bets on the table and take your chances, You either play the game safe, you call your kid David, or you take a little bit of a risk or something and you make up something new.
In Ireland, I was in a class with a girl with an Irish name. Her name was Orla. It sounds nice, but it translates as vomit.
In what language? I mean,
In
what
is an Irish name? Is that a
Gaelic?
Gaelic? Yeah. Is that what that would be?
But you've always got that question. A name in some other language might mean something completely different. Right. I don't know how much you can really worry about that sort of thing.
Yeah.
The classic case I remember about that, I mean, I think back when I was in school, it was a joke. General Motors produced this new car and they called it Nova. And then exported it to Mexico.
It means it doesn't drive.
Doesn't go. So, stuff like this, So I'm sure these days they do a lot of checking first before coming up with names, So. The funny about the kanji I did, back to tease off that last story, is that when I lifted it up on my lap, I couldn't see it. It was on my lap face down. I lifted up to show the camera, so I can't see it.
Right.
And both of the what's the host?
Cameraman? Or no, the hosts.
They did the gesture with their head, like, is this upside down, whatever. So then I looked at it myself. And you can if you had drawn it with a brush where you can see the taste of the strokes, top to bottom. Strokes have a taste, top to bottom. So you can't actually put a kanji upside down.
Yeah.
But I had done it with a marker pen here. Yeah. Without a brush. So it actually works both ways, identical, which is a big hint. It turns upside down and has the same reading and the same meaning. Okay. And this, man, my God, a palindromic original kanji that's never existed before. I'm waiting. This could be headline news next week. Yeah. First new entry to the kanji dictionary in 100 years. Dream on, Dave.
That's funny.
It is funny, though. I mean, who invented each of the kanji? The kanji is a system.
Yeah.
There's no single inventor, I guess. But then, as they go on, there must have been people or teams of scholars who sat down wherever they were in the temples back in the old days. Okay, and working out what should we do, what should we do. There must have been conscious invention because there's so many of them, of course.
Yeah.
And is that still going on? I don't know.
I don't know about new kanji. New combinations of kanji are absolutely
new words. Yes, absolutely.
But I don't know if new characters are.
No, and how does it happen? Is there is there a process for such a thing?
I'd like to submit this one. Just send it into the dictionary, or
no idea. I have no idea. I mean, Shakespeare just made up words. Yeah. That's fine.
And they stuck.
Yeah, and we're welcome. Anybody can make up a word and try it. You put it on your live stream one day, and people start using it. And away it goes. Bang, 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 bang. Yeah. That's how words come into meaning. But in an English situation, you just then fit the letters to the sound of it, and there you are, even a new word. But in terms of kanji, there's a physical, authenticated structure that needs a new Unicode symbol, and all this stuff. There's a structure in place for it. Yeah.
I don't know about within Japan, but I know in China they're anciently not now. China has simplified so many of the characters and brought the number down, but. For a long time, there were lots of ways to write the same concept, but in different kanji, the different characters were like Hanzi, and it'd have the same word, but different ways would give it a slightly different nuance or different feel, but still mean sword or a species of bird or whatever. So, someone at some point was, I want to write crane this way, and then it stuck around, or I don't know how would you do that today, though? Like you said, having to have Unicode.
Well, the Unicode part must be handled. There must be a consortium or something where people must be all the time submitting new stuff to it, I guess. I don't know. Because there's the emoji stuff, which obviously there's a committee for those. Submissions come in and they choose what to accept and what not to accept. But in terms of in the actual written language, because here in Japan, the kanji, there's an official thing. The Ministry of Education has these lists of kanji that are part of the language and that are taught to every kid, and kanji that are whatever, extra. I don't know what the word is. So it's very much codified and ratified here in Japan, I assume in China as well. So I played with this thing on a TV program. I'm laughing here. It's of course not going to go anywhere, but wouldn't that be a hoot? Yeah. Wouldn't that be a hoot,
quoting Gary says, we don't really create new names in European countries. We're pretty boring. Someone else said that. My mother's working on the family tree, doing research and all that, going back 7 generations. And for 6 of those generations, all my ancestors are named with royal or English royal names. Charlotte's, Williams, Charles, just over and over again. So, and then there's a kid named Northwest, Kanye West's kid. So you can name your children whatever you want. Yeah.
Celebrity names, that's the question.
Frank Zappa's child was Moon Units.
Yeah, I remember that one. So it's back in my day. So hippie days, of course. It's a thing too these days here in Japan. Lots and lots of kids have original names. Their parents are making up names. Very much. Yeah.
I knew a family here in Japan that named their kids Akari, Hikaru, and Laito. All 3 meaning light.
Same thing.
But one of them is English, but gave a kanji for it, meaning light, but then pronounced it as Laito. I thought that was really interesting.
Do all 3 kids have the same kanji?
No, I think different ones. Like one could be, they're all still pronounced the same too, but one would be the Mei for Meiji, and then another would be Hikari for the light.
Yeah.
I don't remember what they all were, but I thought that was really interesting. Oops.
But in case of mine, when they were trying to guess the pronunciation, the two hosts put their heads together and said, "Hibi desu ka?" And that's it. I've just given it away now. Anybody who can figure this out, because I said it was 8 strokes, looks the same right side up and upside down. And I said it was 4 strokes repeated. So that's it. You have now got all the information you need to get. And I was stunned to find that it wasn't in any of the old dictionaries.
That is interesting.
Because something as simple as that.
This is a serious question. How do keyboards work in Japan? I have no idea.
You don't
This is someone they're asking. It says
computer keyboard, typing keyboard. You mean?
Yeah, typing keyboards. They're laid out essentially like an English keyboard, and you just type phonetically what you want, and then hit the space bar until you get the kanji pair you want.
No. Camera-chan. Oh, you can type. There's a setting here. At the moment, it's set for
covered
Roman,
right now.
It's set for Roman letter setting.
Right.
There's for typing in Japanese language. There's structurally two separate ways to do it. You can have each key representing a syllable in Japan. A key could be ka, ki, ku, ke, ko.
Right.
Is one way to do it. That's not the most common way to do it. An alternate way to do it is you map the keys to the English language, to A, B, C, D, E. And then when it's the ka character, you type K, A.
Yeah.
And at the moment the A is typed, the ka appears on the screen. At the moment that letter K is typed, it doesn't know what to do. It just pauses. And the minute you type the vowel E, I, or whatever, it knows what you want.
Yeah.
So it sounds like it takes twice as long. Instead of, with the original setting, ka, 1 stroke, ke, 2 strokes, 3. Yeah. The other one takes twice as many. Ka, ke, ki, ko. But because we all know, and Japanese people also know, are trained in typing simple English stuff, it turns out to be the smoothest, fastest way to do it. Do you know anybody who uses hiragana ryuraku?
One person who was an older woman, so she must have
learned on
an old, an old system, and then never transitioned.
So it's there in every keyboard. Every keyboard and every computer here has a number of settings available right at the top. Of course, you set your language. It's right at the top of the window bar on every computer or on everything. You ask it that you're typing English, as in, hello, my name is David. It comes out English letters. Or you can tell it that you're typing Japanese, and it will then want to know which type of these nyūryoku, which type of these entry systems you're going to use.
Yeah.
And the default is to what we call Romaji entry, Roman letter entry, the one I just mentioned. To type ka, ki, ku, you type K, A, K, I, K, U, stuff like this.
So instead of in the top left, or US keyboards at least, are generally QWERTY. Here it's tate I su ka for QWERTY. So that would be a big adjustment for me. Yeah.
But then the second part of the question is, that's okay, that's for the actual sound, but how does it get the kanji characters? You've got all these millions of kanji characters. How do you tell the system which one you want? And that's all handled by software. As soon as you do the machine, when I type K-A, ka could be the first syllable of a Japanese word. It could be the first syllable of the word I'm trying to talk about Canada, where I came from. Or it could be the ka. It could be a mosquito, which has its own character. Or it could be, there's a million things it could be.
So it guesses one.
Well, it doesn't guess anything at the moment. It just sits there. And if you type the space bar, it then brings up the, what do you call it, contextual menu of the things it's likely to be, based also on what you just typed before this. And bingo, away you go. So you're typing spacebar, spacebar, choose that one, typing spacebar, choose that one, typing in. It knows as it learns what you're typing, they get more and more accurate. I'm talking about a physical keyboard. On an iPhone, it's a whole different game.
Yes, Bento 83 says on the phone the keyboard has ka. If you press and hold it, it'll show kike ko. And
then also the list of words above that, which you could do. It really thinks ahead much more. I'm speaking just about the basic entry of raw text, but modern software now is really super predictive, especially on the phones. Super predictive. So it's easy. You can type Japanese. If I were good at this and somebody's speaking Japanese, you can, what's the word? You can enter it pretty much as fast as somebody types, I think. If they're typing at a normal speed, if they're speaking at a normal speed, you can pretty much get it into a computer, I think.
Keep up.
At least no better or worse than in English. Same thing. If somebody's speaking English, could you type this in as I'm speaking it? You have to be pretty good at it. You could get it in there. It's fun. It's also really helpful for us who are learning it, because we know our sounds. We can speak first before we learn to read and write. So if Cameron and I are learning, we've heard somebody say something, we type it in, and the computer is giving us all these predictions about what the kanji characters are. So. I'm going to move on to the next step here. I've done this little area. I'm now going to choose another tentacle.
Doing all the little black dots now, is that right?
No, the black dots are on the key blocks.
Oh, okay.
I'm doing orange dots.
Oh, those orange dots, got it.
Layers of orange dots.
Okay.
It's going to take a day or two. Okay.
Only in the Japanese printmaking stream can you depend on a multidiscipline educational opportunity. Teach whatever you want. Anything like stenography in Japanese? I'm not familiar with stenography.
Well, I think that's when, like, you had a secretary who was taking down what the boss was dictating, and she didn't try and write English. She had symbols that common syllables.
Sometimes it's called just shorthand, where you write.
I think there's a bunch of different things that overlap with the same concept. And I don't know. I'm sorry. I have no idea.
Okay. Yes, it's writing shorthand.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I have no
I wouldn't be surprised if there is such a thing, but I don't know anything about it.
Certainly no need for it nowadays, but now you just record it and run it through an automatic type program. So even on English too, there must be no such thing as stenography anymore, because there's automatic speech to text is so good.
Except I bet in the courtroom. I don't know why, at least in the U.S., courtrooms can't record anything.
I don't. Well, privacy reasons, of course, but I don't know. Sorry.
Artists drawing instead of taking photos.
I get the idea. You don't want courtrooms to become media circuses. Absolutely. It shouldn't be based on anything to do with populism or media. So I get that part of it. As for why not use audio recordings, I think too there, because people talking over each other, and no matter how many times you listen to the recording, what did he actually say? But a human being at the moment of doing it can pick it up. So my guess is it's a question of accuracy. It may change as the years go by. I don't know. And I don't know the Japanese thing. There's recently been a thing about allowing, or not, police interrogations now, I think at a certain level, all have to be recorded with multiple devices. Any police interrogation, that's for something like a capital crime or something like this. But the reasoning there is a different thing. There's been so many cases of false confessions and police, extorted confessions and stuff. So. No, I don't know.
do you think kanji will survive as the primary text language in Japan? I think it's going anywhere.
Well, I think the question is bigger. I know physical reading and writing. Are we, at the moment we're still training every child to put the pencil, pen, or brush in his hand and actually do these things. Mm-hmm. Is that finished now? And you use the analogy with calculators. You know, we used to train everybody, doing long division and stuff like that. And now we have calculators. So are we going to continue to train people to do this physical act of writing when we're surrounded by electronic devices that can do it for us? Mm-hmm. So I don't know. That's a very, very open question.
Are people not learning long division anymore?
Do they still teach kids that stuff?
Well, it's been a while since I was in high school, but I did it.
I mean, I thought basically now any examination you're allowed calculators and stuff. I mean, even back in my day, we were allowed to use slide rules. We could take slide rules into a high school test.
Yeah, I think it was learn it so we understand what is happening.
And then forget it.
Yes. And then go from there to where we could use the tools that help you, like calculators.
I myself, I'm not sure what to think about all that stuff. Do we need the brain training? If human beings moved ahead to a different type of society where we didn't all know how to do this physical writing act, would we be lesser human beings? I don't know the answer. I'm a terrible writer. If there was no such thing as having to put pencil to paper, I almost never do it. You've seen my memos and stuff, Cameron. They're illegible. So it's already gone from my life, already. I don't actually do this thing anymore. Putting a pencil or pen to paper, except for notes from there it is, right there.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the only part of my life left where I do this. And a day later, I can't read it. So without being sarcastic. So for me, that's gone already. So the training part that I had back when I was 6 and 8 and 10 years old might have been important, but it's no longer there. So if we take away that training and use the time to do some other kind of training, I don't know. This is a very, very interesting open question. And,
Ken Hallett asks, is Dave considering stippling the back part of the line along the edge of the tentacles to soften the edges, like the backside of some printed kanji characters?
I hadn't thought of it. It's hard to tell from the copy I have. It seems to be clean. Let me have a look at it here. I think it's just a carved line. I don't think it's broken. It is a bit ragged here, but I think that's simply age. It's ragged on both edges. So at the moment, no, I think it's going to be clean, but I'm open to suggestions and open to options, and once we see the test printing, this is pretty sharp here, I don't think it is distressed. But what also would be worth doing is going back to Uede-san's original. Uede-san has a copy of the book. He has 3 or 4 copies of the book. It might be worth going back to his copy, throwing it out of the scope, and having a look and see what it is.
Got it.
So, interesting suggestion. Answer, I don't know what to do.
But be careful what you're showing on the stream. Ooh,
I did
that zoom.
No, I did. I went round the area, didn't I?
No.
No, I was trying to. Okay.
So, woo, that zoom. Someone said.
I tried to avoid delicate areas. We had a funny one yesterday. Getting towards the end of the day, actually, it's in the evening already. I'd had my dinner. We were open in the evening. And the door's open, and I'm just doing work. I was working on what I was doing was I was getting ready to do this impression because I needed a test impression to see what was going on this. So I had the paper ready, had the ink ready, had the brush ready. 5 minutes go by, nobody in the shop. 10 minutes go by, nobody in the shop. So I thought, okay, here I do it. So I got the key block out, put it on the desk, got my brush, and lathered it up. And of course, being in come 2 little old ladies from Australia.
No.
And they think it's demonstration time. They gather around the desk right there. I've got the key block, and they're standing right in front of me. I've got the key block on the desk, and I'm brushing it up. Now, what do? Do I quickly panic and hold it? And what I tried to do is I picked it up and took it away so they couldn't see the front. And I said, I'm not sure. I forget what I actually mumbled. I mumbled.
Yeah.
With younger people, I've learned always, look, I know this is a Rorty card. Is it okay? They always say, yeah. Put it down. I say, oh, that one, it's okay. But these are like, whatever, my age type ladies. So I wasn't really quite sure. Even if they're cool with it, they're not really in a position to admit that they're cool with it. You get what I'm getting at. So I took it away, and they're all like, It's in secret. I said, well, no, I said, sorry, it's erotic art that I didn't, and I was doing this when nobody was here. And they said, they looked at each other like, oh, you answer first, because they can't seem too eager, but they were obviously okay with it. And it's not the blog, it's the print. I sat there with the blog, I pulled the print.
Yeah.
And then bang, put it up right there so they could see it. And it was a bit too much for them, actually.
I believe
They backed off a little bit. They weren't upset or angry or whatever, because I had told them that's what I'm doing. But they didn't hang around long. So.
What is being verified on Twitch different from being, what was the other term? Partner or affiliated?
Are they talking about the viewers here or me?
Yeah, Donger Dog says, Steve, get verified on Twitch.
Twitch has sent me repeated emails. They first started saying you can become an affiliate, you've reached the proper level, and then later the email switched, you are now partner level. Please click here to register as a partner and get all the new money pouring in from your subscriptions. And I don't want to tell the same story again and again and again. I'm happy doing it just as we are. Their whole website that was explaining what partner is about was 99% talking about money. No, thank you. So I've reached whatever level it is that tweaks their algorithm. I've done enough broadcasting, enough comments, enough positive comments, whatever it is their algorithm requires. I've reached it, but I don't care.
Yeah.
I know it hurts a little bit. The viewers, they want their custom icons or something that happens. But the downside is too big, so. Okay, what we've done, we've isolated this zone. If you can see how we're on stream.
Yep.
Remember, each one of these orange areas is going to have, each one of these tentacle areas is going to have an orange line around it. This one's misregistered. That orange line is supposed to be just inside the tentacle. Let me find a nice one to show you. Here, the orange line is supposed to be inside the tentacle. Then there are dots building up the solid color around the suckers. So what I'm going to do next now, there's an orange line.
There you go. Now you're covering it.
Yeah. There's an orange line inside the tentacle, then there's dots gathering into solid orange around the suckers. And again, you can see this one is misregistered. But that's the zone. We're going to do this zone next. So I've now isolated. I've done the line. That's going to stay, the line around the edge of the tentacle. These suckers are pulled out. This part here will be solid orange breaking up into dots, 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 dots. To get those dots, we go back to the one I did in the iPad a while ago. This is a printout from what I did tracing all those dots on the iPad some weeks ago now. It's been printed out with a laser. I'm going to pull this off, and how am I going to get it registered onto this wood? That's what I was doing when those two Australian ladies came in last night. I was pulling this one, and this gives me a location here to put this down. Put my tools down. I don't know what what am I going to do? I don't care. I now have to find the proper place to put this down. I think that looks like it. You see where we're going with this now? You can see the tentacles showing through here. The suckers showing through here. This will be the area that's solid orange, breaking up into the dots. There'll be a gap and there'll be the line there.
Cool.
And I put it onto this proof that I pulled last night while those two ladies were here. I'm now going to take the older paper off this one. Without disturbing any of the nearby areas. If I do this all at once, it's just too wide and too much chance to get it off by a fraction of a millimeter. By doing it like this, piece by piece by piece, I can make sure the registration for each part is just exact. Across the whole width of the print, there's too much chance of getting it misregistered. So it's really troublesome to do it this way, and I don't think young Shimoykan is going to be doing all this stuff, but whatever. This is how we roll. As close as possible. to the original. I mean, really, we're going to make a print that with the dots, the actual freaking dots, all match the original pretty closely.
But are actually registered correctly.
The dots have a shape that matches the original. The mode matches, the number of dots per inch matches. You know, just it will look really, really closely. We just do a quick test here before I glue this down. We've put the piece of Gampi temporarily onto this. This actually registers perfectly. Let me test this before I glue it just to make sure I haven't screwed something up. Peel it back. There we are. That line is right on that line. That line is right on that line. We are good to go. I was going to have a bit of orangina, but yeah, right.
This morning's
Stream is brought to you by, what is it brought to you? It's not, it's Arabiki Yamato. We'll give it time, right? No problem. You're way early.
9:05. Yeah, it was really early.
Today there's some interesting stuff coming up today. I know because it's a holiday. Yamamoto-kun is off his other job.
Oh, right.
He's coming over today with a friend of his who has discovered a trove of prints made in the Meiji era for the magazine Kokka. Oh, it's a long story. Just the simple version of the story is one of our printers, the printer's working for us, Yamamoto-san, has a friend who has found a bunch of old prints that are really, really rare. Not rare in the Sotheby's Utamaro $10 million print rarity, rare in the sense of this is how they were making prints at the early days when they were changing from ukiyo-e printmaking to printing press printmaking. There were lots of different experiments going on. You know, there's metal blocks for the Kuchier and stuff like this. He's got a bunch of prints that were made with some really, really interesting techniques. He's going to bring them over today. And we're going to have a look at them, and Doi-san's going to have a look at them. And they're not giving them to us. It's not one of these stories where we're going to be a recipient of this stuff. It's just simply for our personal interest in having a look at these, getting some photographs and scans maybe, and having a look. It's going to be a real ton of fun. And I'm really afraid, though, there's going to be lots of customers here today. So Doi-san, you know, our employee, wants to see these. I want to see these. But we're going to be busy today as well.
Yeah.
So we might actually call upstairs, camera, we need some help down in the shop, please.
Yep.
So,
just let me know.
your main job, what, video editing today? You're going to fix something up? Did you do any over the weekend? Or?
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, look at this. We hit it bang on.
Very
bang
nice.
On, bang on. Am I good at this or what?
We've had a little practice. Dave, you said there were 3 images to show us. When do we get to see
Oh,
them?
yeah. Okay.
You got that now? We still have 20 minutes.
Let me just get this
into the normal time. But
it's finances. Do you know what happened on Friday?
did we do it?
Yes, we did it on Friday.
All right.
We did it. And actually, we hit it. I was waiting like it was going a little bit up. Then we had a good day Friday, and also Jed sent an email. And that just, so it didn't just go over, it went over by, it looks like. So it's too bad. I don't know. I was hoping just to, there we are today, you know, it slipped over that line, and instead we just blew so far past it. Exactly. So.
Thanks, Jed. We appreciate it.
Well, it wasn't Jed. I think we hit it without him, but he really had a. What is going on? Somebody playing with our shutter?
I think he just accidentally touched it.
Okay, somebody's waiting there. Amy-san's coming today.
Okay.
Have a check. She could be here with her baby, so have a look.
It's Doi-san. Dozo.
Whatever, just pop it open. Who cares?
Morning.
Cameron-san, just throw it open. It's up, you know. So softly. Use the stick. Hello, Doi-san. Big day today. The show. It's going to be busy in the shop, and Yamamoto-san's coming. Wow. Everything's happening all at once. Just before we forget, we've got to do this thing. We have got to get Doi-san involved. We're looking at that partner page to see what Doihanga has sold. Because we've sold a whole bunch of Doihanga prints this week, but you don't know yet. So you didn't tell him, so he's not bringing them.
Yeah, so maybe this afternoon.
He's bringing some. But yesterday we sold a whole bunch of them. But you don't know.
No.
So we've got to get this tied up. Doi-san has to be able to find out.
Okay.
At the moment, you only check once a week. So it's a week ago. We're coming into October, November. We got to get on this every day. Yes. And he's got to be bringing more than one copy just to replace.
Yeah.
We're out. We're out of a whole bunch.
Okay.
So anyway, sometime today, Cameron-san, show him the sign-up page, show Doi-san how to use it, and make sure he knows how to get
Which
this
one
data.
is out of
Yes.
stock?
So you can check, for example, Saturday, you can call him and he can bring them on Monday.
Yeah.
So we're going to be stuck now. There's a whole bunch are missing.
Yeah, that's why I need at least 2 prints should be stock here, and then regular check, and then go.
And especially now, coming in the next couple of months, it's going to be critical on heroes, signed heroes. We have got to send every freaking heroes that's in those stock rooms. It's got to go to Jet for sign.
Sounds good.
Well, yesterday was one person bought 3, next person bought 2, somebody bought 1. 6 heroes left here yesterday, and this is just going to go insane. We have to get everything signed and ready.
Okay.
Otherwise, we'll be out of stock for like weeks at a time.
That's right.
Stream, sorry to ignore you for a minute. Stuff is happening this morning. All kinds of stuff's going on at the same time. So, Doi-san, we're still streaming here. So, did you say hello? Stand behind camera here. We're streaming.
Hello.
So.
This is Doi.
Thanks for coming in.
そうか、まだ still みんな
We're live. Yeah, we're live.
Okay.
Are you copying the stream now and then or whatever? Because I lost total control the last 3 days,
Yeah.
And is there action? Are people talking? Are people still there? Or
People have been talking.
We've abandoned them, so.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Excuse me.
Okay. Let's see. What was achieved last Friday? I missed it.
The images. I forgot. Okay. Hey, today, what do we do here?
What's it labeled as? Or
Okay,
do you want to turn it?
let me do this. Hi. You're trying to type something anyway, right? You've already got distracted and bored with this stream. What are you doing? Business. Okay, back to me here. Yeah, Dead Steve has got it. Yes, exactly. Okay, where we are. I think I hinted at this a few days ago, so they're already talking about it.
Okay.
Does Doi-san know what frickin' means? Did Doi-san say this?
No, I think you did.
Oops, did I? What's the context? What did I do?
It was like, I don't remember. Someone tell us, what was
Sorry
that?
about that. I don't know. Let's just forget about it. Let's just forget about it. Sorry.
It's just slang-ish.
Okay, if I hadn't used the sign, I'd be in more trouble, but whatever. Okay. What am I doing? Okay. I've got 3 graphs to show you. And as has been hinted in the stream already, last Friday, our sales total for the year passed the sales total for last year, the entire year. The right-hand bar is 2018. This is as of Saturday night, I guess, so it's actually squeezed past last year quite a lot. And we're still coming into our busiest time of year. The next few months here, end of September, October, November, once we put up our gift print, stuff goes on. I'm in the wrong place here, sorry, I'm going to turn on my lights again. So the biggest, heaviest part of our year is still to come, and based on projections from last year, it looks like this is going to end up at about the 60 million level, 60 million yen, and in US dollars that's whatever, it's 110. If it was 100, that's $600,000.
Yeah.
So it's something less than $600,000.
550 something.
Whatever. So we're going to be like we're within inches now of $500,000 this year. So it's no big deal, but for me it's a big deal. When you look at the left-hand side of this graph, the blue zone all across the left-hand side of this graph was me all those years working by myself. I climbed, had good years, peaked at the beginning where the 100 ports finished, had some steady years, then I got distracted. If you see 2006, I got distracted by starting something called Mokohankan. There was no shop back then. 2006 was the very first publishing I did. I published 2 or 3 more prints. I can't say I lost interest in my own work, but I got distracted from my own work, and the blue part goes down, 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 down to insignificance, and the
Going a tiny bit at the end.
And just to mention what they are, the going from the bottom of these stacks, the blue part is my own personal printmaking work, which is gone. The green part here are online sales from our shop here overseas. The red part is the wholesale prints we send to Jet. Those are all ukiyo-e heroes. And it's gone big this year because of the campaign last year. We had seen it shrink from 14 to 15 to 16 to 17. And Jed and I last year in September, we thought, okay, we have to wake this up, make some new interesting prints, because I had let it slide. I had let it slide. So we woke it up with a bang last September, and that's reflected in this year's ukiyo-e heroes. Stunning growth. The yellow part are subscriptions, not my personal subscriptions, but the ukiyo-e heroes subscriptions. And that's holding stable.
Yeah.
It's going to be growing this year bigger. And the purple part, obviously, is the Asakusa shop, which has grown leaps and bounds. On the next graph, I'll show you exactly how. And at the top of the graph, something new last year, this is the support from Patreon people. That's Cameron's salary plus a bunch of other stuff. Do we still count that in there? I don't know how we count that, but it all goes into general revenue. Okay, there we are. That's our growth. We've just passed last year's total. And last year we did the same thing. Last year's growth was 150%, and this year's growth is also looking at 150%. And it brings with it real problems, because even last year we were making prints and selling them at about the same level, and now selling has way outstripped than the way we can make them. So this cannot continue. Don't buy shares now thinking that this is the next Apple and away we go and we're going to eat the whole economy. It's not how it works. This growth cannot continue because we don't have the production capability to do so. Yeah. It's going to get to be a real problem. Okay, enough talk. Next graph. Oh, I was going to go this way. All right, this is the Asakusa shop. All the other revenue, online sales, subscriptions ripped out. This is the growth of the Asakusa shop, and you can see the two peaks. Spring, autumn, spring, autumn, spring, autumn, spring, and the spring one hasn't gone back down in the summer. The reason the last bar is low is that's this month. We're
halfway through it, not even.
We're 17.
We're halfway, okay.
So that's lower than I would have thought, actually. I would have thought 9 would have been bigger than 8, but so far it's not. That's interesting. Yeah. I'm not quite sure why that would happen. So maybe August was an anomaly? I don't know. We'll see.
August was big. It was the biggest month ever, wasn't it?
Yeah, biggest month we've ever had. So that's not supposed to happen in the middle of the summer if you look back at previous years.
Right.
So I don't know, this spring, autumn thing, I don't know where it's going.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit terrified of what's coming this month and next month. And then here are, this is Asakusa only, and it's interesting here to show the proportion of different kinds of things that we sell in Asakusa. And although we're growing like crazy, the proportions are holding quite similar. This is interesting. And just roughly from the bottom, the orangey type color are what we call David's Choice prints, pump-in, the single prints, the ones that I carved years ago, which our staff are making. Lots of birds and flowers, very, very common. The red zone is the Hunger Club, small postcards, lots of them in number, quantity, not so much in revenue because they're so cheap.
Yeah.
The gray one here, this is print parties. And the pink one is flea market, the old prints from the flea market. The next one, the purple one, is the ukiyo-e heroes that we sell in the shop here, having brought them back from Jed. We buy them back from Jed after selling them to him in the first place. Yeah. And then the next two, the purple and green, are the Shin Hanga prints. These are the purple ones are mostly Yoshida, and the green ones are Doi Hanga. We do a few Hasui also, but not so much. So Shin Hanga is a very, very important part of our sales here. And the very top thing at the very top, the blue one, that's the Great Wave. And that would be 50% of the revenue if we had them. And we don't. Day after day after day goes by. We don't have any. Every day people ask, where's the Great Wave? If we had some, this wouldn't be 18 million. This would be literally 36 million. It would be easily double. But we can't do it. So we got the three graphs here. The overall sales looking really, really good. And where it's going to go from here, I don't know. I haven't been following the stream.
Good morning.
Okay. Okay, so good morning.
Everyone's early today.
So what's going on? What's going on? I don't know what's going on. It feels like already like 10 o'clock and there's 5 people in the room here.
Not even 9:20 yet.
Okay, you take care of the chat there and
see what it is.
I'll just finish. I'll do a couple more minutes on this thing and then we'll run with it.
I only have the one chair in the fun.
Share, yeah. So, well, it's helping. That's in there. That revenue goes straight into that thing at the top there.
It's a big help. Appreciate it. Sounds like you need to carve another set of the Great Wave blocks.
Wouldn't help me. We're not showing carvers, we're showing printers.
Yeah.
It's printing. That Great Wave set is just sitting unused most of the time. I mean, that's not a bad thing because it preserves the blocks, but it could be printed more without destroying it unreasonably. Yeah. I just carved off a dot. Oops, oh well. There we are. One orange dot is missing. It should have gone right there. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to do?
So you don't need more blocks. You need the printer to grow 4 more arms. That's a suggestion.
Just I need our girls to either stop making babies or make them faster and bring them back here to print. Amy-san's in today.
Oh,
she's in a bit shady. Bringing the baby, yeah. So,
Great.
so be careful. We might have to do the sign upstairs.
Yeah.
Baby sleeping. So.
Okay.
Rei-chan will be here, and Kawai-san will be here printing. Ishikawa-san's coming. Suga-san's off. She'll be back Wednesday.
Oh, well, almost everyone.
But you're going to have 4 up there, yeah. So. Did you ever get a blog post with Amy-san, the kids sleeping and stuff? Or is that private? She didn't want to do
Well,
that? Or?
I didn't do one with the kids sleeping, but I've got the picture of her and the other printers and the baby all
Oh yeah,
up
no, I
there.
had that. But it might, if she's cool with it, you know.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
know, the kid sleeping in one corner. You shoot from over her right hand and in the distance, and the
Okay.
kid sleeping. So if she's okay. If she doesn't want to do that, then of course back off.
Okay.
I'm sort of trying. I'm being egomaniac, trying to show how we're trying to help her and whatever. Blah blah blah. But she may not want to play the game, so. Or the kid might not want to sleep.
Yeah. I wish I had seen this Friday evening. Madeline King.
Yeah, we
okay.
found about that, and it's okay, no problem. I assumed that they had changed, and I was just packing up. I was just pulling the shutter down when they came. So saved.
That's good.
They lost a bag. They left a bag on the Yamanote line and got it back.
Oh, well, I'm glad they got it back.
But it took time.
Yeah. A lot of moving parts on that. Try to get the bag back.
Actually, once I saw it, she said we'd send a mail. I said, no, you didn't. I didn't say anything. He said, well, where did you send it? So we opened the mailbox and I saw 5:01. And I said, you are literally 2 minutes too late. I won't be seen until Monday, you know. Tom's probably on it. He's been watching the Twitch last few days.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hi, Tom. If you're here. Have you already talked to them about Tom Christensen doing interesting prints over in Australia, right?
Yeah. I know. The morning after he was here, I introduced him. I linked his Facebook page.
Oh, okay, great. I'm sure if people are interested in your prints, they may also be interested in seeing what others are
Do it
doing.
again, like
This morning felt like it was going to start really cool, but
No, it's kind of. We're gonna have to close it down. In fact, we might do that. Just shut the doors, put on the air conditioning. It was looking like a cool day, but it's not gonna happen. So
it's a
shut
lie.
her down.
Yeah.
Don't forget to close the back window.
Oh yeah, that one.
So tell the boys, there's more reservations came in overnight, so they're not on the calendar. The paper calendar's not up to date.
Okay.
And I talked to the Ishikawa-san already, and and the calendar day, I'm leaving out of town from October 10th to 20th.
Okay.
In London. In the orchid, with the footprint exhibition will be held, so I'll be attending.
Okay.
So anyway, one day.
Okay, I guess we should wrap this up. It looks like it's about 9:30. There's all kinds of activity going on here. As far as the streaming and stuff goes, over the next little while, sorry, I thought Cameron had left it facing it. Yeah, sorry. Bit of a chaotic stream today, sorry. Lots of stuff going on. Every day here, full of action, full of action, full of action. So it's going to be dots and dots and dots. It's going to be dots from here on for the next, I don't know, week or so, or whatever it's going to be. Today's Monday. There'll be no stream tomorrow. It's Tuesday. I'm not going to Ome. I'm going to Ome 2 weeks from now to set up the bandsaw for cutting our tools. There won't be a stream that day because I can't get a stream ready 8 o'clock. Oh yes, I will be setting up the bandsaw during the day. So there will be some future stream where I go out Monday night and do a stream Tuesday morning showing the bandsaw work, but that's for the future. Tomorrow for me it's a day off streaming, but I will be here in the workshop doing lots of catch-up work, perhaps some video stuff with Cameron, because like this is not a surprise, he and Subi-san have been preparing the next video. And it's getting close to it, it's getting close. And I won't be part of it, and I'll probably introduce it. I think, what did we decide? I'm going to introduce it. I'll say, hello, David Filmmaker, over to you, Cameron, take it away, blah, blah, blah. And he's going to show with Suga-san the total progression of printing coming on the Times Burn Bright. And I've seen a bit of a rough cut of parts of it, and it looks really good. He's got an approach different from mine. The camera work looks really nice.
Okay, it's coming together.
It's coming together. But that won't be.
It was a rough
it's coming
cut.
up. It's coming up. So.
It's the first lesson. So.
Okay. Show us your kanji next stream. Well, okay, I don't have it because they kept the stupid piece of paper that I wrote it on, but we will talk about it. Last reminder, tonight at 9 o'clock Japanese time, exactly 11 and a half hours from now, we're live here on BS Japan, 9 o'clock. If you're watching the stream from within Japan, 1 hour special program, not about Mokuhanka, about
Why Do You Live in Japan? That's the name of this show.
No, we didn't talk about that much, very much. Okay, I'm out of here. I'll see you Wednesday morning. No, Wednesday's going to be a dosa sizing stream with Shiba-san, Ninja Crouch.
All right.
Wednesday morning, we'll be upstairs on the 3rd floor doing a sizing stream. I'll see you then. Thanks very much, guys. Bye-bye. See you next time.
Have a good one.
What a crazy stream today.
Yeah, indeed.
We have hot mic situation. Anything special to say? No. Come on, think of something funny, Cameron. Let's just get to work. Okay, bye-bye.